This conference will now be recorded.
Well, thank you all for joining me today on January the 24th here in 2022. The coronavirus is still going on, but we're all here. We're see all a bunch of happy faces, and we're all protected here through the magic of the internet. Today, like normal, we're going to have three parts to this meeting. The first part is we'll go through a round of introductions so that everybody can introduce themselves to the rest of the group. We'll actually start with Stephen, who's going to be our guest speaker on the 24th. And he can introduce himself and talk about a little bit about his presentation on the 24th. And then we'll go through the rest of the folks here, giving them a minute or two to introduce themselves. The second part of the meeting is maybe some of those introductions will trigger some questions from anybody to anybody. So we'll address that in case somebody has a question or a comment, wants to dig in a little bit deeper into the introductions. And then the third part, and if we stay on track and I do my job, we'll have 30 minutes for that, is we're going to have a demo. Our guest speaker is going to be guest speaker and is going to be doing a demo on the Be Human platform. And we might actually want to transition over there to his platform. I'll leave that up to him, but we can certainly put the link in the chat. And I'm not even going to say what the platform does, or I've done it over email because I don't want to steal absolutely any of his thunder. But I think it's a tool that any of us can use at any given point in time. So that's pretty much the agenda for today. So let's start on time so we get in on time. Stephen, as I said, you want to introduce yourself? I usually go in order, but please introduce yourself first and talk about your upcoming session as guest speaker on February 24th.
Yeah, that's great. Well, listen, I'm excited to meet you guys. My name is Stephen Hilgart. I'm the head trainer for a man named Tony Robbins. Just out of curiosity, does anybody know who Tony is? Are you familiar? One, two, three, four. Okay, and you'd be surprised how few people actually know him. I've been around now working for the guy for about 8 years. I became the head trainer, which I believe is fancy terms for more airplanes. So to give you an idea, over the last 8 years now, I've done over 3,500 trainings for him live, on stage, in person, and a few thousand more virtually. Our job during this next workshop that we're going to have, I believe it's on the 24th. Is that right, Sal?
Correct. The 24th at 2 p.m. Same link, absolutely same link that you're using today. So just click on this link on the 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern.
And great. And there's one big promise that I can make you during that workshop is whether or not you ever do anything with Tony Robbins, my job is to double your business on that call. And we can do that with a couple of different things, but the major key focus, especially for this next year, is going to be decision-making ability. The ability to evaluate information in front of you, make decisions like that. You know, if you ever look at Tony Robbins' old cassette tapes, Personal Power, it was all about the ability to take action. So we'll talk about the psychology, the mindset. It's not very much motivation nor inspiration. It's going to be strategy and psychology. So I hope you guys can join us on the 24th. I hate to chat and run here, but like I said, I've got another meeting here starting in 3 minutes. So I better chat. I better roll. But guys, it's such a pleasure to meet you. If you want to connect with me, stephen.hilgart@tonyrobbins.com. Otherwise, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. So cool.
Cool. And LinkedIn too. Because I know.
Oh, yeah. LinkedIn as well. Yeah. Fantastic.
Okay. Well, listen, no, appreciate you taking a second out of your schedule to come and introduce yourself and pitch your activity. And that's it. Now we'll continue with our regular round of introductions.
Ciao, guys.
Thanks, Stephen.
All right. And now we'll do it like I always do it, just in order of people here on my screen. Adrian, if you want to unmute yourself and
yeah, happy to, Sal. Thanks so much. So my name is Adrian Balzaki, and I'm the founder of a very popular innovation center here in Toronto called the DMZ. I'm a scientist. I've got a doctorate in electrical and computer engineering, and I spent the last 8 years designing security systems for casinos, which kind of made my life really, really interesting. And I often advise VC firms on investment in tech companies, and I'm actually a business partner of Matthew's as well, and really proud of the platform he's going to show you. So if you guys have any questions for me, please let me know.
Perfect. Oh, and I forgot to say something very important. Please put your contact information in the chat. Later tonight, when I send out a link to this recording, I will also send whatever you put in the chat to everybody here. So if you want to put your email, your phone, your website, whatever you want to put in the chat, I'll make sure that everybody here gets it. Excellent. Diane, if you want to take a turn at bat and introduce yourself.
Why, certainly. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here in 2022. First meeting I've been able to make it. So I actually have a litany of businesses. I'm up to 5, and I'm forming another one with a gal here in the next couple weeks. So anyway, but for the purpose of this group, I'm going to focus on my business called Grant Writing for Goodness. And what I do is I wrap my arms around a potential client and really dig in and see what I can find on their behalf. So there's a whole strategy and tactics to finding grants. So I'm a certified grant writer, meaning I took a course. So I know kind of the ins and outs of the industry. So what I do is I meet with a client. We talk for nearly an hour. I find out the structure of their organization, how many people are on the board, their annual projections, how long they've been around, just some basic information. And then that arms me to go do research for them for 5 hours. So I actually carved 5 hours out of my life. I denoted 100% to that potential client at that point. They haven't even agreed to work with me yet. And I see what I can find for them. So in my world, to me, it doesn't seem fair to sign with somebody and then do that step and then say, hey, sorry, I didn't find you anything. That seems foolish to me. So I go ahead and invest the time, the 5 hours, and see what I can find. And then I set a follow-up meeting with them about 7 to 10 days away. And then I go over what I was able to find for them. So their eyeballs, get as big as saucers, and I dangle that carrot and show them all of the opportunities that are available for us. And then they decide if they want to work with me or not. So again, there's no obligation. If I do the 5 hours and they don't want to work with me, that's life. I move on. God blesses me and brings me new opportunities, so I don't hard sell anyone. Plus, you don't want to talk someone into working with you, because then that doesn't generally pan out to be fruitful if you have to talk them into that. So anyway, I enjoy doing it. And then once we get going, I create a whole strategy for a year, put our plan together, and then I execute it on their behalf. So it's quite a process, but I have it down. And it goes like clockwork. I have a checklist. Any of you that know me know I'm very checklist oriented. I have procedures, and I like to just create what works, and then continue to duplicate and duplicate and duplicate. So that's the scoop. So I'll put my contact information in there. Have a website, of course, for the business, and my email, is an alliance with the business. So it's Diane at Grant Writing for Goodness, but I'll stick it in the chat box. So thanks. Good to be here.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And let's see. Next on my list is Jennifer. If you want to take a minute or two to introduce yourself, please.
Okay. I'm running GenLow Agency, which is the daughter company of Global Fundraising Consultants. I consult to non-governmental organizations all over the world, mainly troubleshooting. Currently, I'm doing a bit in foreign currency, trying to learn about that, and still working with my nonprofit clients in Florida.
All right,
So,
perfect.
short and
Thank
quick.
you. And I saw you put your info in the chat, so thank you for that. And JV, if you want to take a minute or two to introduce yourself.
Sure, thanks, Sal. Hey there, folks. I'm JV. I'm from One Record Design Company. I run a web and graphic design studio over here in Los Angeles. Who here is from the West Coast? Nobody? Just me? All right. It's getting warmer over here. So anyway, we specialize in our websites with complex architecture, like e-commerce, marketplace, and directory platforms. And we make them simple for customers and you. And we've been doing this for like 18 years. So every business is different. So our website. So I'd like to recommend to you, do not use templates. So have your website audited and make changes from there. So dear referrals for me are folks from retail, IT, and restaurants. Distance is not an issue, as we've been working remote since 2008. And the clients we're working right now are at least 50 miles away from us, and some of them are in the East Coast. So, yep, I'm gonna stick my contacts in the chat box, and nice to meet you all.
All right, very good. And I'm going to do something, Matthew, with all due respect. I'm going to skip you since you are our guest speaker and you'll have the balance of the time. And Paolo, if you want to take a minute or two and introduce yourself, please.
Sure. Thanks, Sal. Good to see everyone this afternoon. My name is Paolo Agostinelli, and I am the owner of Equitas Funding Group. We are a real estate investment firm, and we buy, renovate, rent, and sell residential and commercial properties. I am also a member of the Pittsburgh Real Estate Investors Association, and I lead our commercial real estate group, which is basically where we're a very large, primarily Pittsburgh based, but we also have individuals that are members out of state, throughout the country, and even we get foreign investors who call into who attend our meetings virtually. So basically, we're a large network of investors, property owners, business owners, real estate agents, contractors, all branches of business that use and support real estate. So even if there's something that I can't help you with directly through my business, I am always more than happy to make any introductions that make sense. So I encourage anyone to reach out if they had any real estate questions or issues, or just want to talk about something. With that said, in terms of types of referrals I'm looking for, most of my business is referral partners, working for getting most of my leads through referrals. So basically anyone who either anyone who has a real estate issue, or someone who's looking to invest in real estate, or small business owners having an issue, or even if you're part of an organization that's looking for a specific type of property, I am more than happy to throw that out to my networking group and to find something you need, even if it doesn't directly benefit me. So again, good to see everyone. Good to see some of the new faces. Good to see some of the usual suspects on this call. And looking forward to this meeting especially. So thanks, Sal. Thanks, everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And here we go. Last but not least, Rhoda in Indianapolis, who, and I will share it, and we had talked about it before. She is very involved with her dance club, but that's just a little side note. I don't want to steal her thunder. So, Rhoda, if you could take a minute or two to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My team and I, for the last 14 years, have been writing the copy that you've been reading on our clients' websites. So we are ghost writers, primarily of blogs, but also web page content, and sometimes prospecting letters, postcards, and various uses of copy. But the purpose of all of this is to show that our clients are in the now and in the know. They understand the power of and the meaning of digital marketing, and they have something unique to offer, some useful information to offer in their field, so that readers come away, visitors come away with something of value added, whether they become a customer right then or not. So right now, as I have mentioned before, I am looking for a trucking firm or a moving company. And right now, both of those are recruiting employees. They're desperate for employees. And writing to them when they visit the website is one way to appeal to them. So Rhoda Israelov in Indianapolis, and we say it for you.
Okay, excellent. And I will introduce myself because I always forget to do that. I have so much fun and I get so excited with all these meetings. I think almost all of you know me anyway. But anyway, my name is Sal Acosta. I am a business broker. I help people buy and sell businesses. The only thing that has changed is that now, through the magic of the internet and being forced by coronavirus, I am actually working across the whole country, as opposed to just within a 2-hour driving radius of where I am here. So if you or anybody you know wants to buy or sell a business and they're willing to work over video chat, I would love to meet them and try to figure out how I can help them. All right. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Matthew. Matthew, you have The next 30 minutes as our guest speaker, you can start here. If you want to transition to your system later, we can do that at the risk of maybe some people getting a little bit tripped up with the technology. But I'll leave it up to you. It's your show.
Thank you very much. I'll try to be as brief as I can. So my name is Matthew Pulleritz, and I'm partnered with Adrian Balzaki, and we co-founded the company Be Human Communications. We're based out of Toronto, Ontario, and we created a virtual events platform with the idea to create a virtual venue. So historically, meetups like Sal's would meet up in like a restaurant, and you sit down at bunch of tables and meet each other and you socialize, and there could be one person leading the event, like Sal might stand up. But now obviously that's not happening anymore, so we created a platform to allow to host large events, as large as 20, 30,000 people even. So intended to really mimic the experience of a large conference. So for example, in Toronto here, we have a large conference center downtown. And before pandemic, I personally would attend a lot of conferences from like Microsoft and Amazon, and they would rent the whole conference center. There'd be thousands of attendees, it would be catered, and there'd be multiple halls with different events going on. You could go to different events depending on what you're interested in, cybersecurity or whatever technologies they were talking about for that day. And now that that isn't happening anymore, I thought that there was a need to improve the way that virtual events are conducted so far. Everybody's using Zoom these days, and Zoom works great for events where you know each other well and you can kind of jump onto an event. But I felt there was a need to kind of allow for more of a human touch between people. So for example, on Be Human, everybody can have a portfolio, upload your resume, or have a little bio or blurb about your link to your LinkedIn. You can see who is on the platform with you and click on their names and send them little messages and so on. Maybe what I'll do right now is I'll just share my screen really quickly before we try to jump over, like Sal was mentioning, maybe we drop off or there's some technical problem. I know that from my experience, there can be conflicts if you're using your video on one app like GoToMeeting, and then you try to use your video on another app, there can be some issues. So I just wanted to go through things quickly on GoTo while we're all together, and then we can jump over to our platform after that. So let me just share my screen. Actually, I don't know where it is in GoToMeeting. Let's see here.
You should have a little icon that looks just like a computer screen.
Might be at the bottom. Mine's the bottom. It says share.
There it is. Yeah, thanks. I didn't realize I had broken it off into separate windows. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen here. So right now I'm sharing. Let me just double check if it's screen.
We can see your screen now.
Oh, you can see my screen? Okay, great. And you can see the globe and my mouse moving?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So what we're looking at here is the back end of Be Human. So, you can see that there are a few people have signed in already. Patrick has signed in, Jennifer and Adrian and Sal has signed in. We have a globe that shows as people sign in real time, we can see where people are popping up. So I think what I'll do is maybe I'll just go through our slideshow really quickly and just to show the key features, and then we can jump. I can address any questions here, and JV, I'd love to hear your comments. Actually, I'm in a very similar business as you, creating kind of boutique software and websites for various people. So I'd love to get your feedback. So I'll just run through the slides very quickly in just a few seconds, and then we can kind of go from there. So we say that it's a better way for people to learn and network together. It's memorable, easy to use. It's designed for event hosts that host large groups, such as there are some meetup groups that have hundreds or thousands of members where they could host an event on the platform.
We're not seeing your slides though.
Oh, you're not? You're not seeing my slides right now?
No, we're not. You're still, I think, on the Be Human tab instead of the PowerPoint tab there.
That's interesting. I definitely switched. I think it's a GoTo glitch. Let me just see if I pause. And can you see it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I didn't realize that. Sorry, GoTo glitch. I use Zoom very often. I don't use GoTo that often. I'm sorry about that. It's such an amateur mistake. So our background is I have been creating technology for various celebrities for over 10 years. The first
large event that we hosted was for Eckhart Tolle, and we created all of the technology for Eckhart Tolle, delivered all of the live streams. So cumulatively, millions of people have experienced our streams over the years. So we've kind of dealt with a lot of technical problems, people logging in rapidly at 1 minute before the event starts instead of gracefully over a 30-minute period, you know, all sorts of technical things we've had to overcome, which have been integrated into this platform, which is designed to host large events. One key feature of BeHuman is that it works in the browser. So whereas with GoTo, you have to download and run an app, similar with Zoom, on BeHuman, you can just get a link and access it directly through your browser on any device. So it makes it a little bit easier to get in. We have some fun features which kind of let you poke and send emoji reactions to people in real time, which we can play with on the platform. There's an Attendee Lounge, which is one of our major features, which allows you to network with people and see who's sitting at each table, and then to watch a live stream at the same time. As well, we support vendor booths. So for a large conference, we could allow to host, there could be multiple keynote speeches going on, and then there could be companies that are representing themselves on vendor booths, where you could kind of bounce from booth to booth and kind of interact with those booth moderators, and leave your email or have a video chat. Everything works on a web browser, and it kind of feels like an app on a mobile. And I think that's it. We have what we're calling our Cloud Studio, which I can demonstrate in a moment. Essentially, it's the ability, I can just show it in real time actually. So we're outputting a live stream right now, and this stream is going on BeHuman at the moment. And the ability to bring in speakers remotely. So I can't add my camera right now because I'm on video on GoTo, so it's not pulling my camera. But for example, if I just bring in a dummy video, we have the ability to kind of control a studio in real time. So you can bring in multiple remote speakers, and they could be from anywhere in the world, have them scan a QR code, and then manage a studio collaboratively, and then output a professional quality live stream. Maybe Adrian, if I've missed anything, feel free to jump in. I know I just was trying to respect everyone's time and go through it as quickly as possible. So I know I really flew through it. So I see Adrian has added his camera. So for example, I'll just add Adrian there. So as you can see on the live stream, now we have Adrian on video, and I can adjust how he is presented. And we can do things like, share screens. There can be 25 remote presenters from all around the world, and it's been designed to really create polished experiences. I think that's it. I mean, after this, I'd happily invite everybody to jump over to BeHuman. It looks like we have one person I can just show you on this screen here. If I bring this monitor over, it looks like Patrick here is sitting at a table, so you can see the lounge experience, and he's waiting patiently for us to join him.
Oh my God, Patrick is a member of our group. He probably logged in there first without coming over here.
Yeah, I've had a few chats with him on BeHuman already. He's been on BeHuman for the past 30 minutes or so. I told him to come to your GoTo, but he's been patiently waiting on BeHuman.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, Adrian, is there anything you want to add?
I think one of the best features of it is that, you're able to not only watch a keynote, but also be able to do the mingling. So you're able to be with the group, you're able to watch the keynote, you're not going to miss anything there, and then visit exhibitors and booths. And we're seeing it's actually becoming a really good place for VCs and startups to pitch. So you could kind of imagine that the keynote is people who are pitching, and then the tables and the lounges are various VC firms mingling and watching these presenters, and then the exhibitors could be these startups or businesses kind of in queue, able to answer questions and things like that. But really, this platform was primarily built for professional organizations and professional societies, corporations with really large staff pools, so that they could have their staff events. But it's designed for really large events. And yeah, that's just a quick my favorite kind of points about it.
Okay, very good. Well, listen, I think we should try to transition over to BeHuman, but before we do that real quick, Does anybody have any questions for anybody based on the introductions? Because what I'm planning to do, by the way, is I'll share the link here on GoToMeeting so everybody can copy the link. And then I'm actually going to shut down GoToMeeting for exactly the reason that Matthew said. I probably can't use GoToMeeting and Be Human at the same time. I'll freeze up my computer here, and I recommend that everybody does the same thing, that you shut down GoToMeeting and then go over to Be Human. But before we do that, and before we embark on our technological adventure of going where no man has gone before, does anybody have any questions for anybody else based on the introductions? Nope. Going once? Going twice? Okay, let me just do this. Okay, did everybody get the link for the event over on Be Human in the chat box? Yes?
Yeah,
Yes,
I see it.
I got it.
Okay, guys. So yeah, just copy it over or click on it. I'm going to shut down GoToMeeting, and hopefully we can all reconvene on Be Human. How's that?
Sounds great. I'll see you guys in the lounge.
Okay, very good. See everybody over there.
Thank you.